Hi everyone. My YouTube friend Victoria of Victoria Crafts and Creates is doing a Christmas challenge. I hope I can get this to her in time, but if not, she has her challenge open until the 31st, so that's fine. She can always use them next year. And she has done a crafter's choice. So I thought I would get out some of my pretty fabric and make her some coasters. Now, unfortunately, the poinsettia on this pattern is bigger than 4.5, so I just cut them randomly, and you can still see that it's a poinsettia, and then you get the little bit of holly leaves and stuff too. So 4.5 inches for this, and 4.5 inches batting on the back. And I just took all my little batting chunks, because I've got bits and pieces like this. And all you really need to do is lay your piece on top, like so, and cut it. This is like your template now, right? I'll show you one just so you know what I'm doing. For the non-quilters out there, line that up right along the edge of their piece of fabric. Hold it down tight. I'm going to scooch it over just a little bit so I make sure I have enough room for the other one if I can use this piece for more. Let's see. Try this again. Okay. Line that up there. Hold it down and there. Cut it all around the outside. You get the idea, right? Let me just get this one finished here. Again, if you're a little bit over and have a smidge of extra batting, it doesn't really matter, but try to be as close as you can. There. So I got one more to do. Plenty on this. And what I'm going to do is it's called basically cheater binding. So once I've got this video finished, I will link to Lorena's quilting because she has a really good way to do it. She does it with a small quilt, about 12 by 12. And it's a way to use the backing fabric as your binding. So I've got these big squares. I cut them at 7 inches. What you have to do, obviously you have it this like nasty side up, pretty side down. Put your little square in the middle. I'm probably going to baste spray these because they're small and I want to pin them. So you have it organized like this with your square in the middle, and you quilt this part. Just maybe a few lines through it just to hold it down, and then you trim all around to be 1 inch all the way around this, which you then use for the binding. And I'll show you how to do that. But Lorena does have a really, really good explanation of it, so I'll link hers too, because that's how I figured out how to do it. I kind of knew how to do it, but it's good to have a visual. I wasn't sure. So that's it for now, and we will carry on with more sewing later on. I now have these coasters quilted. All I did was an X with red thread, corner to corner. Now this part has to be trimmed to be 1 inch. So I'm going to do that next on all 4 of them so that there's 1 inch all the way around. Just use a big enough ruler, measure 1 inch over, cut. Easy. I've got my coasters ready for the binding. Sorry, you're going to see my shadow a little bit. This has been folded down just to the edge, not over. Pressed, and then a little bit of glue to hold it down and pressed again. So now I'm about to do the corner and I'll show you the gluing. First of all, you have this corner here that I'm ready to turn. Fold it down so that it looks like a little triangle. Press it down with your fingers. Put a little bit of glue on it. Just there. Hold it down. And then give it a press. That just tacks it a little bit. It doesn't work perfectly, but it does help. Holds it better. So then this seam here is going to come up and just meet, again, the same. Do not go onto the coaster, just to the edge or onto your quilt or whatever you're using. There, I'll turn it around so you can see it better. Just to the edge. All right. And And a little bit more of the glue down along here. Sorry, it's hard for me to tell what you guys are seeing or not here. Just glue that down. I find that pressing it down with my fingers helps a little bit too. It's meant to just hold things temporarily, that glue-based stuff. So it looks flat and straight. Then fold it up again. This is kind of the tricky part, getting this corner done. So put a bit more daub of glue on it. Fold it up again over top. And try to get you want a nice straight edge along the edge of your coaster here. That's a little too far up. And try to get this corner as nice as you can. Sometimes you get a little bit of bulk and you have to kind of fiddle with it and get it in there. But you can fudge it again when you sew it. I find if I take my stiletto and shove it in there, it helps a bit. I'll show you guys later when I sew that. So that looks pretty good and straight and flat. That's not a bad corner. And we press. So that's how I'm going to get all of them done. And my next video will be at the machine. Now we're here at the sewing machine. That is my quilting foot that is on there. It's not necessary to do the binding with the quilting foot, but sometimes when you get to the corners, you get a bit of bulk. So it's good to have it because it goes a bit more evenly through. I put clips on my corners to hold them, and you can see my needle is down just on the edge of the binding. Maybe about 1/8 of an inch, maybe even less. You just go right along the very edge. Now, this thing that I was telling you about, this is a stiletto. Nice and sharp. So what I will do, sorry, my finger there, to change hands on my phone. When I get down to the corner, and it gets to be kind of, see this edge isn't exactly great, I can tuck and fudge it and hold this closer and then sew it down as I hold it down, and then the corner looks tidier. That's just one of the uses of a stiletto. They kind of come in handy for lots of things. So I'll show you once it's done sewing. And there we have it, a finished coaster. For some reason, the gold on the binding looks a little bit white in my phone. I hope you guys can see that it's gold, actually. Metallic accent. It's the gold like the, oh dang it, hard to hold the phone. Like the gold in here, though it looks kind of white here too. I don't know if you can see right there, but I had a little start and stop just to do a little bit of back stitch. Back tacking, I've heard it's called, just to make sure that your stitches don't come undone, and then just go all the way around. 3 more to come just like it.